I'm RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel. So Avengers Baseball is a created franchise on MLB The Show 20 for PlayStation 4. It is my attempt to play 162 games, no skipped innings, no simulated games, all of them on YouTube. As of right now, we are at the end of May, so 2 months have been played. As you can see on the screen, the Avengers have been placed in the National League West. They're currently tied for first place with a 36-20 record. So let's jump into the next game in the schedule. Unfortunately, 3 games set against the Arizona Diamondbacks at home. The Avengers have lost the first two, 10-4 and 12-11. So they're hoping to avoid being swept. So let's kick it in. Organizations games, play game. Do you wish the preceding games to be simulated? Do you continue? Okay. Auto fix the rotation. Play full game. We are the home team. And the home ballpark for the Avengers is Crosley Field. The show theme is fine. Scarlett Johansson is the starting pitcher. Looks good. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch Chris Evans behind the plate for Mark Ruffalo so that Evans, who needs a little bit of a rest, is the DH today. So let's kick this off. All right, so I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. I let the PlayStation run the bases for me, and the difficulty setting is set to All-Star for pitching and hitting. Somewhere in the middle. Again, there are people that are better than me, but I'm looking to have a good time. Thank you for joining the stream. This is Avengers Baseball, where the actors in the MCU play Major League Baseball. I'm RC Robbin. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I also do a little play-by-play. Pardon me. So welcome to Crosley Field as the Arizona Diamondbacks visit the Hollywood Avengers. On the mound for the Avengers is a poorly constructed Scarlett Johansson, making her 3rd start of the season. She so far has no record, and her ERA is 4.42. And leading off for the Arizona Diamondbacks is Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson, hitting .264, 7 homers, 27 runs batted in. First pitch of the ball game. Outside corner, called a strike. Hollywood Avengers are 36-20, good for 2nd place in the NL West. That is Chadwick Boseman at 3rd base and Idris Elba in left field.
First pitch, 6-10.
Fastball in there, strike 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Rickey Henderson, in his career, was an incredible base stealer. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 3 pitches. It's the first out of the ball game. Here's the replay. Outside corner, breaking ball out in front. Next up is Brian Reynolds, hitting .289, 5 homers, 27 runs batted in. Here comes a pitch from Johansson. Fastball in there, strike 1. It's the best I can do. Unfortunately, there are no female options in the Create a Player for MLB The Show. That's the closest to Scarlett I could go. Out in front of the slider, strike 2. Again, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Reynolds. Swing and a miss at the knuckler. 2 strikeouts to start the game for Johansson.
That is 3rd.
Here's the replay.
Number 5, Jeff Bagwell.
Again, that knuckle is just floated in there on the inside corner. So, batting 3rd is Hall of Famer Jeff Bagwell. He's been super hot in his last 5 games. Overall, he's hitting .357, 17 homers, 54 runs batted in. He played for the Houston Astros in real life in the 90s and early 2000s. Hard line drive, foul ball, strike 1. Pulls a 2-seam fastball, foul. Again, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Just gets a piece of the slider to stay alive. Count remains 0-2. Just for accountability's sake, I like to once a game go to the gameplay and show that the hitting difficulty is set to All-Star. And the pitching difficulty is set to All-Star. Just gets a piece of that outside slider to stay alive. Count remains 0-2. It's the top of the first inning. Here in this third game of a three-game set, the Diamondbacks have won the first two games of this three-game set. And he's out in front of the fastball, pulls it down the left field line. Out of play. Grounded to short. Fielded by Sam Wilson. Over to first in time. 1-2-3 inning to start the ball game. After half an inning of play, it's the Diamondbacks nothing. The Avengers coming to bat. On the mound for the Arizona Diamondbacks is Mike Clevenger, making his 12th start of the season. His record so far is 5-5 with a 5.69 earned run average. Leading off for the Avengers is Anthony Mackie. Overall, he's hitting .322, 7 homers, 38 runs batted in. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he plays the new Captain America. Just gets a piece of the fastball on the outside corner, strike one. Outside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jeff Bagwell at first, and I have no idea in right field. Probably pops him up. Nolan Arenado in foul territory makes the catch for out number 1. Starting lineup for the Hollywood Avengers: Anthony Mackie's at short, Tom Holland's at second, Chris Evans is your designated hitter, Chadwick Boseman is the third baseman, Robert Downey Jr. is at first, Mark Ruffalo is behind the plate, Idris Elba's in left, Dave Bautista's in right, and batting ninth is Don Cheadle playing center field. 367, 9 homers, 41 runs batted in. He is Spider-Man. Takes pitch outside, ball 1, Tom Holland. That's a ground ball through the right side and into right field. It is a single for Tom Holland, the first hit of the game for the Avengers here in the bottom of the first. Next up is the DH, Chris Evans, 293 on the season. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Pitches inside, ball 1. He has 6 home runs and 26 runs batted in. And that's a drive, but looks like, yep, easy play for Nick Markakis in right for the second out. Next up is the late, great Chadwick Boseman, hitting .354, 8 homers, 25 runs batted in. He played T'Challa, Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Pitch is low, ball 1. We are in the bottom of the first inning at Crosley Field, no score. Runner at first, 2 away. Pitch is high, 2 balls and no strikes to Boseman. Quick throw to first. Holland is back. And that's a hard ground ball. Oh, knocked down by the shortstop. Picks it up. No throw. It'll be a 2-out infield single for T'Challa. And now there are 2 runners on with 2 outs as the Avengers are threatening here in the bottom of the first. Next up is Robert Downey Jr. hitting .281 on the season. Runner in scoring position at second base is Tom Holland. Breaking ball in there, strike 1. Slider inside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, 2 runners on, 2 away here in the bottom of the first. That is a soft grounder to second. Easy play for the second baseman, and the side is retired. So no runs, 2 hits, 2 left on at the end of 1. There's no score here at Crosley Field. Leading off the top of the second is Nolan Arenado. He's hitting .279, 11 homers, 39 runs batted in. Comes a pitch from Johansson. Checks the swing, but it's in there for strike 1. Grounder to his counterpart at third, fielded by Bozeman, throws to first, easy play for the first out. Defensive alignment for the Avengers in the outfield from left to right is Idris Elba, Don Cheadle, and Dave Batista. And in the infield, it's Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Mackie, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr. with Mark Ruffalo behind home plate for today's game. Next up is Joe Morgan, the second baseman, hitting .321, 4 homers, 25 runs batted in on the season. And that's a line drive the other way. It is a solid base hit to left field for Morgan. And the Diamondbacks have their first hit of the ball game. So next up is Ketel Marte, the center fielder, .314, 4 homers, 29 runs batted in. Runner leads off first. And he slices it down the left field line for strike 1. Changeup floats in there for strike 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. That's a deep drive to center. Back goes Cheadle at the wall, looking up. It's gone. It's a 2-run home run for Ketel Marte, his 5th of the season. And just like that, the Diamondbacks have an early 2-0 lead here in the second inning. And Diamondbacks are looking to get those brooms out for the sweep. They won the first 2 games, going for number 3. Didn't get it inside enough on his hands. Drove it to center. I don't know what kind of, I don't even want to look at it. Next up is the right fielder, Nick Markakis. Pitch from Johansson. Fouls it back behind home plate for strike 1. Nick's hitting .265, 10 homers, 37 runs batted in. Hard ground ball through the hole between short and center. I mean, check that, between short and third. It is a 1-out single for Markakis. Hard ground ball the other way. Next up is the catcher, Jorge Posada, who's 8 for his last 19. Overall, he's hitting .310, has 8 homers, 26 runs batted in. Fouls off the fastball for strike 1. Throw to second is not in time. It's a stolen base for Markakis. Nice throw from Mark Ruffalo behind the plate, but he just beat the throw. So now there's a runner in scoring position for Posada, the switch hitter batting from the left side. Count is 0-2. Strike 3 called on the inside corner, and there's 2 away. Third strikeout of the game for Scarlett. Let's look at it. That's definitely in there. Too close to take. So next up is Starlin Castro, shortstop, .258, 16 homers, 40 RBIs. Slider is outside, ball 1. Sun is going down in Arizona. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouls off the knuckler. Count is 1-2. Runner at second. 2-0 lead for Arizona. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. That's a hard line drive, and that's going to find its way into the gap and roll all the way to the large scoreboard. the run will score. It is a 2-out RBI double for Starlin Castro, and the score is now 3-0. That's the 7th double of the season for Starlin. Oh, and this has not been a good series for the Avengers. Series to forget. The lineup turns over for the Diamondbacks. Ricky Henderson's up again. He struck out in the first. He's 0 for 1. 6 for 12 in this series, however. Late on the fastball. Strike one. Swing and a miss. Chases the breaking ball. Count is 0-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Side is retired, but 3 runs crossed the plate this inning. 2 of them on this, a 2-run home run by Ketel Marte. After an inning and a half, it's the Diamondbacks 3, the Avengers nothing. So leading off the bottom of the second is the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, hitting .332, 11 homers, 45 runs batted in. Clevenger deals. And he's a little late on it, but he's got a chance. He's back to the track, looks up. Markakis makes the catch on the warning track. 1 pitch, 1 away. Defensive alignment for the Arizona Diamondbacks in the outfield from left to right is Ricky Henderson, Ketel Marte, and Nick Markakis. And in the infield, Gold Glove winner Nolan Arenado, Starlin Castro, Joe Morgan, Jeff Bagwell, and Jorge Posada behind home plate. So with 1 away here in the bottom of the second, up steps Idris Elba, 307, 4 homers, 23 runs batted in. And that is a soft liner, 1 hop to Starlin Castro at short, throws first. 2 pitches, 2 away. This has the potential to be a very quick inning for the Avengers. Next up is Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista, 298, 5 homers, 25 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch. And that is a line drive the other way, but Markakis makes the catch. A 3-pitch inning for the Avengers. After 2 innings of play, it's a 3-0 lead for Arizona. So we go to the top of the third. Brian Reynolds is up, struck out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1.
The designated hitter, Brian Reynolds.
Slicing pop-up down the left field line. Near the line, Idris Elba makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Jeff Bagwell.
Next up's Jeff Bagwell, grounded out in the first. He's 0 for 1. Out in front of the slider, strike 1. And he pops it up. He's got a chance to drop in there. It is a catch. Beautiful catch. Cut the check by Anthony Mackie at shortstop. Ran that down. So there's 2 away. I thought it might drop in there for a hit. Let's watch this replay. Brilliant catch. So next up is Nolan Arenado. Nolan is 0 for 1. He grounded out in the second. Out in front of the slider, strike 1. Grounded to second. Holland deals, fires, got him. Fields fires, got him. It's a quick inning, 1-2-3 for Scarlett Johansson. After 2.5, it's 3-0 Arizona. So we go to the bottom of the third. Lineup turns over. No, check that. That's Don Cheadle, 335, 8 homers on the season. Don Cheadle was War Machine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Fastball outside, ball 1. Don plays center field for the Avengers. Chases a high fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Outside, 2-1.
2-1.
And he fouls off the changeup. Count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. James Rhodes Low, full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is the leadoff hitter, Anthony Mackie. Here comes the payoff pitch to Cheadle. And he's late on the fastball, 95 on the radar gun, and we will do it again. Outside, and he walks the leadoff man. So Cheadle is on to lead off the bottom of the third, and base runners is what they need. Lineup turns over for the Avengers. Anthony Mackie steps up to the plate. He popped out in the first. He's 0 for 1. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball for strike 1. Anthony has 6 RBIs in his last 4 games, so he has been productive. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cheadle leads off first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Breaking ball inside, 2-1. And it's a deep drive towards left center field. Back goes Ketel Marte. He has room. He makes catch for out number 1. Cheadle retreats to first. No advance. Hollywood Avengers upcoming schedule after today. They play the Marlins, Miami Marlins at home, and then get ready for a trip to San Francisco for 4 games at the Giants. So next up is Tom Holland, who singled in the first inning. Spider-Man steps up to the plate. Big lead at first. Pitch out, but Cheadle was not stealing. Ball 1. And that is a hard line drive, but right at Ricky Henderson in left for out number 2.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
So 2 down, runner at first. Chris Evans, 0 for 1. Steps to the plate. Pitches high, ball 1. Down and in, ball 2. Count is 2 balls and no strikes on the first Avenger. Swing and a miss, the inside fastball. 95 on the radar gun. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner leads off first. 2 down. High and outside. Hitters count. 3 balls and 1 strike to Evans. Evans plays Steve Rogers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Swing and a miss, the high fastball. Full count, 3-2. Runner at first will be off with the pitch. That's a line drive caught by the third baseman Arenado, and the side is retired. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. No, check that. No runs, no hit, 1 walk, 1 left on. At the end of 3, it's 3-0 Arizona. Let's go to the top of the 4th. Up steps Joe Morgan, the second baseman. He's 6 for 10 in this series. There's a single today and a run scored already. Comes a pitch from Scarlett. Checks his swing with the fastball, finds the inside corner, strike 1. Joe's 8 for his last 14. And that's a deep drive the other way. Back goes Idris to the track, the wall, looking up. It is off the wall. That's going to be a leadoff double for Joe Morgan. He's 2 for 2. He continues to light up the score sheet. 10th double of the season. Really no chance. I thought maybe Idris might be able to make a leaping catch, but too high on the wall. So runner in scoring position was still with nobody out. Up steps Ketel Marte, who hit a 2-run home run in his first at-bat. Fouls it back upstairs behind home plate for strike 1. That's a liner past the third baseman and into left field. No advance on the bases, so it'll be first and second. He didn't know if it would be caught by Bozeman, so he had to hold at second base. There's the chance he could have made a brilliant catch. So runners at first and second, nobody out for Nick Markakis. singled in the second inning, scored a run. And it is a bloop to left and caught by Elba for out number 1. No advance. Next up is Jorge Posada. Struck out in the second, but he is 5 for 10 with a homer in this series. 2 runners on, 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Slider in there, strike 1. Posada is hitting only a .196 with runners in scoring position so far this season, so he's not been comfortable in situations like this. Just got a piece of that knuckler floating up there. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on the catcher. Deep drive, left center field, but playable for Don Cheadle. He makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 down. Up steps Starlin Castro, who has an RBI double today already. 2 runners on, 2 out. Slider in there, strike 1. Swing and a miss, 2-seam fastball inside. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. And Scarlett is 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam. Swing and a miss, struck him out swinging, and they strand the base runners. Still, after 3.5, it's Arizona leading 3-0. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Up steps Chadwick Boseman, singled in his first at-bat. His average is up 357 on the season. Fastball is low, ball 1. And he rolls it over down the third base line. Out of play, strike 1. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Jams him high and tight, 1-2. Clevenger brought his A game out of the bullpen. It's pretty obvious.
Nope.
Fastball low and outside. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3-0 Arizona here in the bottom of the 4th. And he pops him up first base side. Bagwell straddling the line, makes the catch in fair territory for out number 1.
Now batting, number 12.
So next up is Robert Downey Jr., the man who plays Tony Stark. He grounded out in the first. He is 4 for 6 in this series. That's a deep drive. But a lot of real estate out there in right field. He makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 quick outs. Again, he's mowing them down. Pitch speed comparison brought to you by Topps Playing Cards. Clevenger is easily winning that matchup. He's 97 to 91. Scarlett doesn't throw fast. She's got a mixture of pitches. So 2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the 4th. Up steps Mark Ruffalo, who flied out in the second inning. Here comes the pitch from Clevenger. Chase a high fastball for strike 1. Just got a piece of the curveball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on the Hulk. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Mr. Ruffalo. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Clevenger. And after 4 innings of baseball, Arizona's getting the brooms out. It's 3-0. Leading off the top of the 5th is Ricky Henderson. Struck out twice today.
Ricky Henderson.
Swing and a miss again. Strike 1. Hard ground ball to the shortstop from one knee. Throws to first in time. Cut the check. There's 1 away.
The bat, number 10. Designated hitter.
Next up with 1 out is Brian Reynolds. He struck out. He flied out. He's 0 for 2. Here comes the pitch. Grounded up the first base line. Check that third base line. Strike 1. And he breaks his bat, shatters it, bounces off the mound is Johansson. She makes the catch in fair territory, and there are 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th. Up next is Jeff Bagwell, bases empty. 0 for 2 today. And he pops it upstairs behind home plate for strike 1. Jeff has a modest 4-game hitting streak on the line. That's a line drive off the slow knuckleball. He's going to make the turn at first and head to second. It's a 2-out double for Jeff Bagwell, and that hitting streak will reach 5 games. That's Bagwell's 16th double of the season. Double leaders for the Diamondbacks. Ricky Henderson leads the team, but Bagwell's 3rd on that list. He has 17 now. So next up is Nolan Arenado, runner in scoring position at second, 2 away. Nolan's 0 for 2. At the knees, strike 1. Pop up. There is Mackey. He makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on at the end of 4.5. Diamondbacks lead 3-0. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Up steps Idris Elba, Hemdall in the Marvel Cinematic Universe from the Thor franchise. And he yanks it down the foul out of play. Strike 1. Curveball inside off the plate. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. High, 2-1. Just gets a piece of the slider to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's a drive. It's headed towards the gap. Will he reach it? Yes, he will. Long running catch by Ricky Henderson for the first out of the inning. Covered a lot of real estate to make that catch. Saved a double. Next up is Dave Bautista. Flied out in the second. He's 0 for 1. And he chases a high fastball. 96 on the radar gun. Strike 1. And he pulls the slider foul. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Drax. Fouls it off. High and tight. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bautista. Dave Bautista was a former WWE professional wrestler. Checked his swing, or did he? Yes, he did, according to the first base umpire. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. The slider struck him out, and there's 2 away. Clevenger's 2nd strikeout of the game. Here's the replay.
Number 10.
So next up is Don Cheadle, who had walked in the 3rd, pitches low, ball 1. No official at bat. 2 outs, bases empty. And it is a bloop to the center fielder. Runs in. Cattell makes the catch. And again, it is another quick inning for Mike Clevenger. At the end of 5, it's an official ball game. Arizona leads 3-0. So we go to the top of the 6th. Joe Morgan's 2 for 2, a single, a double, a run scored. And he fouls it back for strike 1. Arizona's won the first 2 games of this 3-game series, 10-4 and 12-11. So they're getting the brooms out. They're leading 3-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. Long run for Idris Elba. Cannot make the catch in foul territory. So it's just a strike, but the count is now quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Morgan. Deep drive to center, but playable for War Machine. Cheadle settles under it, makes the catch for out number 1. Next up is Ketel Marte. In his first at-bat, he did this. Hit a 2-run home run to get them on the board. Straightaway center field. So he is 2 for 2 today. And that's a slicing drive down the left field line, out of play, strike 1. Pitch looked low, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Ketel Marte. Lazy fly ball to left. Elba is there, and there are 2 away. Next up is Nick Markakis. He's 4 for 12 with 2 homers in this series. 1 for 2 today. Fastball in there, strike 1. Fouls off the slider. Count is 0-2 on the right fielder. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Grounder up the first base line, fielded by Robert Downey Jr. He takes it to the bag himself, and it is an easy inning for Scarlett Johansson. After 5.5, however, the Diamondbacks continue to lead 3-0. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Up steps Anthony Mackie, 0 for 2. Clevenger deals. Pitches high and outside, ball 1. That's a line drive. It is a single to left. A leadoff single for Anthony Mackie. Cut the check. And he is 1 for 3. Next up is Tom Holland, Spider-Man. 1 for 2 today with a single. Quick throw to first. Mackey's back. Mackey's the fastest player on the team. He can fly. Get it? He can fly. All right. Whatever. Cheesy. Pitch out, nothing doing. Count is 1 ball and no strikes on Holland. Fastball outside. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. Holland leads the team with the .367 batting average. Fastball outside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike. Dropped it. Castro fobbled it, and everybody's safe. That was an easy double play ball, but it's E6, and both runners are on, and the tying run will come to the plate. This was an easy 6-4-3 double play, but he bobbled it, as you can see. 2 runners on, nobody out for Chris Evans. Chris is 0 for 2. Swings at the first pitch and skies it to left. Easy play for Henderson. Makes the catch for out number 1. No advance. Evans needs to be more patient. Next up is Chadwick Boseman. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Swings at a pitch high and inside. Fouls it off for strike 1. Chadwick is hitting .333 with runners in scoring position. Fastball inside, 96 on the radar gun. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners lead off first and second. Inside again. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouls off the fastball. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on, 1 out, bottom of the 6th, 3-0 lead for Arizona. Here comes the pitch from Clevenger. And he rolls over down the third baseline. And we will do it again. Count is 2-2. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Swing and a miss over the top of the changeup. Struck him out, and there's 2 away. Nasty, disappearing changeup. So next up is Robert Downey Jr. 0 for 2 today. He's hitting .278 on the season. And he yanks the two-seam fastball foul down the right field line. Out of play, strike 1. Fouls off the fastball, and quickly Tony Stark is down 0-2 to Clevenger. And that's a line drive caught by Joe Morgan to retire the side. So they get the first 2 runners on with nobody out and fail to score. At the end of 6 innings of play, the Avengers getting shut out. They're losing 3-0. So we go to the top of the 7th. Up steps Jorge Posada. He is 0 for 2. Here comes the pitch. Fouls off the fastball for strike 1. Swing and a miss at the slider, in on the hands. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Just gets a piece of the floating knuckleball to stay alive. Fouls it off upstairs behind home plate. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. And again, Posada continues to battle. Fouls it off. Pulls the knuckleball foul down the right field line. Just misses low. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Posada. Swing and a miss. The slider struck him out. It's 1 out. Strikeout number 6 for Johansson.
Now batting, shortstop, Starling Castro.
Way out in front, expecting the fastball. Starling Castro steps up, has an RBI double today. He's 1 for 2. Bases empty, 1 away here in the top of the 7th. Checks his swing, but fastball finds the outside corner, strike 1. Starling's hitting .260 on the season. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. Count is quickly 0-2. Scarlett seems to be getting stronger as the game goes on. Knuckle floats in there low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was pitch number 75 from Scarlett. And it's a pop-up racing over, diving, no play for Tony Stark. Count remains 1-2. Strike 3 called. High fastballs. Castro does not agree with the call. Nevertheless, it's strikeout number 7. Here's the pitch. I mean, debatable. So the lineup turns over yet again for the Diamondbacks. Ricky Henderson's up for his 4th plate appearance. He is 0 for 3 today. Line drive out of play, strike 1. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. This is a 3-0 lead for Arizona here in the top of the 7th inning. Fouls it off, count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. And he pulls the knuckler foul. Count remains 0-2. Fouls off the slider. Misses inside with the two-seam fastball. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 8 to retire the side. So get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. Arizona leads 3-0. Ooh, I got work to do. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Mark Ruffalo is 6 for 11 in this series, but he's 0 for 2 today.
Number 84.
Just gets a piece of the inside fastball. Strike 1. Clevenger is pitching a gem. No other way to put it. Fastball outside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 right-handers warming in the Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen. Edwin Diaz and Wander Suero. And that's a hard line drive to center. It is a leadoff single for the Hulk. Hulk smash. They need the base runners. They're down 3-0.
Now batting, number 63.
Here's the replay. Next up is Idris Elba. 0 for 2 today. Fastball is high, ball 1. 96 on the radar gun. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Elba. Inside, 3 balls, no strikes. Will he have the green light on 3-0? No, he will not. I do not swing on 3 balls and no strikes. I'd rather take a pitch. And the pitch is low, and the tying run will come to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 runners on, nobody out. They had the same situation in the bottom of the 6th. 2 runners on and nobody out, and they failed to score. So let's see if they can do better this time. So Dave Batista's 0 for 2, steps up to the plate. And it is a lazy fly ball to left. Easy play for Henderson. He makes the catch for out number 1. Again, not showing a lot of patience. Going after the first pitch, hitting it off the end of the bat. Next up is Don Cheadle, War Machine. He walked in the 3rd inning. Officially, he is 0 for 1 today. Runners lead off 1st and 2nd with 1 away. Slider in there, strike 1. Don's hitting .367 with runners in scoring position. And he jams him out into short center field. Starlin makes the catch for out number 2. And again, they start off the inning 1st and 2nd with nobody out. And now suddenly, 2 batters later, there's 1st and 2nd and 2 away. So they're going to need a hit from Anthony Mackie, who's 1 for 3. He is 4 for 8 in this series. He has hit well with runners in scoring position this season. Fastball outside, ball 1. He's hitting .426 with runners in scoring position this season, so he is comfortable with that runner in sight at second base. That's a line drive. It is caught. And again, they strand the 2 runners. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on at the end of 7 innings of play. It's a shutout so far. 7 scoreless for the Avengers. They trail 3-0. So we go to the top of the 8th. Brian Reynolds. Not Ryan Reynolds, but Brian Reynolds. 0 for 3 today. Scarlett's still out there. Seems to be no reason why not. Fastball in there, strike 1. Two-seam action on that fastball. Counts quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. Checks his swing. No, he went too far, according to the home plate umpire. Struck him out. I think that's strikeout number 8, if I'm not mistaken. Here's a replay. Pitch sequence is in there, swing and a miss. And then inside, you would think, but caught the corner. Oh, I don't know why Ricky Henderson, 1, 2, 3. And then now, Okay, I don't know what they're doing. So, stepping up to the plate with 1 out is Jeff Bagwell. 1 for 3 with a double in the 5th. Here comes the pitch. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate for strike 1. Ground ball gives up the body. Black Panther throws him out, 2 away. Great play from Chadwick Boseman. He laid out in order to keep that ball in the infield. And then hops back up and makes a strong throw. Plenty of time with Bagwell running. So next up is Nolan Arenado. 2 down here in the top of the 8th. He's 0 for 3. That's a hard line drive. 2 out hit for Nolan Arenado. He is 1 for 4 today. And the inning will continue. Here it is. Hard line drive the other way between first and second. Next up is Joe Morgan. Joe is 2 for 3 today. He's hitting .329 on the season. Fouls it off, strike 1. Deep fly ball to center, but playable for Don Cheadle. War Machine in front of the warning track makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on at the end of 7.5. The Diamondbacks are poised for a sweep. They lead 3-0. Leading off in the bottom of the 8th is Tom Holland. He has a single in this ball game. He is 1 for 3. Clevenger is out there in the 8th working on that shutout. And this is a bloop which will be caught by the right fielder. Nick Markakis makes the catch. Starter comparison. You know what? Scarlett Johansson rebounded from an early trouble spot to pitch a decent game, but there's really no contest. Mike Clevenger is winning the starting comparison. Next up is Chris Evans. 0 for 3. Inside, ball 1, almost hit him. 24,832 here in attendance at Crosley Park. It's close to a sellout. It's a small ballpark. Backs him off the plate. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. And that's a line drive up the middle and through. It's a 1-out single for the first Avenger. He is in the hit column. Next up is Chadwick Boseman. 1 for 3 with a single, 2 for 7 in the series. Grounder to third, over to second for 1, back to first. Double play. 5-4-3 to retire the side. So we will go to the top of the 9th. Arenado to Morgan. Over to Bagwell. 3-0 lead, Arizona. Johansson's still out there. Ketel Marte is 2 for 3 with a homer today. One hopper to the second baseman. Over to first, in time, 1 pitch, 1 away here in the top of the 9th. Next up is Nick Markakis. He's 1 for 3 with a single, 4 for 13 in this series. Inside corner, strike 1. Scarlett doesn't throw very fast, but she throws 4 pitches. She has a rubber arm, could throw all day and all night. Slider high, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. And that is a line drive to left. Left center field, racing over is Elba to make the catch for out number 2. Two outs here in the 9th. Hold that thought. We may have a rain delay. I need to check my phone. Okay, no need to pause. pulls it foul for strike number 1.
Nope, that's down.
Two-seam fastball is low. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. She's nearing the 100 pitch mark. No pitch count requirement or limit, really. Misses just off the plate inside with the changeup. Count as 2 balls and 1 strike. Knuckler floats in there for strike 2. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pop-up, racing over is Chadwick. He will make the catch in foul territory. So it's a complete game for Scarlet. We will go to the bottom of the 9th. Last licks for the Avengers. They need 3 runs to stave off a sweep. Let's see if they can do it. So before Robert Downey Jr. steps to the plate, we're going to go to the manager's office in the bullpen, because if there is extra innings, she's not pitching it. So we'll warm up Paul Bettany, and we'll warm up Jeremy Renner just in case. Just in case. So leading off is Robert Downey Jr. Pitches high, fastball, ball 1. Clevenger's going for the complete game shutout. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. That's a deep drive in the corner, but playable for Markakis. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. A lot of real estate in that right field corner here. Next up is Mark Ruffalo. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Breaking ball low and inside, ball 1. And that's a line drive. Base hit, he's 2 for 4. It's a 1-out single for the Hulk. And here's the replay.
Now batting, number 63.
And that's all. Wow, he's pulling him out without giving him the opportunity for the shutout. Well, that'll make it an enemy of the pitcher. I don't know. That's a tough decision by that manager. In relief is Tyler Duffy, who's the closer. His record is 0-3, but he has converted 14 out of 16 saves. ERA is 4. Next up is Idris Elba, 0 for 2 with a walk. Pitch is high, ball 1, 95 on the radar gun. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Idris needs to get on base in order for the tying run to come to the plate. And he skies it to center. Easy play from Marte. And he makes the catch for out number 2. And the Avengers are down to their final out of this series. They're losing by 3. The brooms are coming out of the broom closet for the Diamondbacks. Representing that final out of the game is Dave Bautista, who is 0 for 3. Ruffalo leads off first. And that's a line drive, base hit through the left side. And the tying run will come to the plate with 2 outs in the 9th. Here's the replay.
Now batting, number 10.
So next up is, I believe, Don Cheadle, War Machine. Don Cheadle is a switch hitter. He's batting from the left side. He's 1 for 6 in this series. He's 0 for 2 with a walk today. Hitting from the left side against the righty Tyler Duffy. He represents the final out of the game. Slider, backdoor slider in there, strike 1. Don's hitting 360 with runners in scoring position. So let's see if he can keep this inning going. And it is a slicing line drive, which is caught to retire the side. Ball game over, series over. Arizona Diamondbacks win 3-0 and sweep this series on the road. So, The Avengers are now 36-21 after enduring a 3-game losing streak at home to the Arizona Diamondbacks, their division rival. Mike Clevenger gets the complete, well, not the complete game shutout. He pitches, I think, 8 1/3 innings of no-run ball. But they do shut out the Avengers. So the final, Arizona 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Hollywood Avengers no runs, 7 hits, no errors. Winning pitcher's Mike Clevenger. The loser gets his first loss of the season despite pitching a complete game as Scarlett Johansson. She's now 0-1. Tyler Duffy gets his 15th save of the season. And of course, the player of the game is Mike Clevenger, going 8 1/3, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, but no earned runs. And this has been a broadcast of Avengers Baseball. I ask you to like the video. I don't like it very much. It's tough to get shut out, but if you play every game, some games you're going to get shut out, and this was one of them, unfortunately. Quickly forget this one. So, I'm RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. I hope you join me again. If baseball is not your cup of tea, there are plenty of other playlists on my YouTube channel. I invite you to please check it out, especially the playlist called Dungeons and Dragons. Something unique. It's not a video game. It's a tabletop role-playing game. Check it out. Some people love it. You might get addicted. See what happens. In any event, the final here at Crosley Field, the Diamondbacks win 3-0. Take care of yourself.